We're going to be carrying on this week all about fractions, and today we're going to be looking at adding fractions. What I'd like you to do is just pause the video, write today's date and the learning objective, which is to add fractions. To get us thinking about how to add fractions together, I'd like you to take a square of paper or a rectangle and fold it into 4 equal parts. So you could fold it in half and half again. Then colour 1 part green and 2 parts blue. And then when you've done that, it should look like this. If you go and do that now, please, pause the video while you do that. Now you should have your 4 squares and they're coloured. One part, equal part, is green and 2 of the equal parts are blue. So if we were going to write an addition calculation to work out how many parts we've got altogether coloured in, we need to work out what fraction of the shape is coloured in each colour. So we're going to start off with the blue. Now, our whole shape was divided into 4 equal parts. So 4 is going to be our denominator. Do you remember that word? Denominator. And that's the bottom of our fraction. And remember, it tells us how many parts the whole piece has been cut into, how many equal pieces. And 2 of these pieces are coloured in blue. So that equals 2 quarters. We use quarters instead of fourths. And then for the green part of the shape, we would have the same denominator because our whole shape has been cut into 4 equal pieces, and one of those pieces has been coloured in green. So to add those together to work out what fraction of the whole shape has been coloured in, we would put our add sign equals, and out of the 4 pieces that we started with, 3 of those have been coloured in. So 2 quarters add 1 quarter equals 3 quarters. What do you notice about the denominators? The denominators stay the same. So when you're adding fractions, you want the denominators to stay the same and the numerators, the number on the top, they are the things that change. So you add the numerators. Now, if we look at these 2 bar models, you will see 2 different bars and they're both split up into fifths. They're both split up into 5 equal-sized pieces. And in the top bar, 3 out of those 5 pieces are coloured in, and in the bottom half of the shape, 1 of those 5 pieces are coloured in. So if we put those together, those pieces together, we have 3 fifths add 1 fifth. I'll put them together in the same bar so you can see how many there are in total. So remember what we said, the denominator stays the same, so it would be fifths, and we count up how many fifths we've got all together. So 3 add 1 equals 4. So our answer is 4 fifths. Let's do the same with this, the sixths. So our top bar has 3 sixths coloured in. Our bottom bar has got 2 of those 6 pieces coloured in. And remember, they're equal-sized pieces. That's really important with fractions. So our calculation that we're doing is 3 sixths add another 2 sixths, which equals 5 sixths. And remember, the denominator stays the same. And if you look at 5 sixths, it just means that in total, 5 out of the 6 pieces are coloured in. Now let's see if we can add 3 different fractions together. So say with me the different fractions that we can see. Each of those bars are cut into 8 equal pieces, so we're looking at eighths. So the first one is 3/8, the second one is 1/8, and the third one is 2/8. And we're going to add all of those eighths together. So 3/8, add 1/8, add 2/8, and we can put them all on the same bar, and it equals 6/8. Now, bar models are really useful for helping us to add fractions together. So what I'd like you to have a go at is some questions here. So the first one says 2/7 add 4/7, and if you can see at the bottom of the slide, I've actually drawn it as a bar model where I've drawn 2 of the 7ths in red and 4 of the 7ths in blue, and I wonder how many 7ths there are all together. So see if you can fill in that one, and then for the others I would like you to draw bar models to show you're working out. So for the next one, 5/12, you need to have a bar that is divided into 12 equal pieces, colour 5 of them one colour, 3 of them another colour, and then work out how many 12ths you've got together. So pause the video while you draw your bar models and add these fractions together. And now you can check your answers. So you can see that some of the bars I've drawn are different shapes. It doesn't matter whether you've drawn rectangles or squares or triangles even. The important thing is that they've got equal sized pieces. So just pause the video while you check your bar models and your answers. Now it's your turn to have a go at some fluency questions. So the first question, whether you choose the mild, the spicy or the extra hot, is you need to write the calculations that are represented by the bar models. So look at the different colours and what fractions are you adding together. See if you can write them down and then write the answer. And then for activity 2, you've got some fractions to add together. You can draw bar models to help you to show you're working out. So pause the video, choose your challenge and complete the fluency questions. Now you've finished your fluency, just pause the video a moment while you mark your answers. And remember, if you don't get something right, maybe you can have a look back, see where you made a mistake, or you can always rewind the video and look back at where we were talking about bar models. So just pause the video now where you mark your work. I've got a question here that we're going to work through together. It's reasoning. So a pizza, we like pizza, has 10 slices. If Jake eats 3/10 and Amy eats 4/10, how many slices do they eat all together? So just pause the video and have a go at that. So we can see that Jake eats 3/10 of the pizza, 3 out of the 10 slices. And Amy eats 4/10 of the pizza, so 4 out of the 10 slices. Now remember, the denominators always stay the same when we're adding the fractions, okay? So we have 3/10 add 4/10, so our denominator is going to be 10. And our numerator, I wonder if you got this, should be 7. So 7/10 of the pizza is gone. I wonder if you can think about how many slices are left. So now your turn to do some reasoning. You have to look at what calculations each of the children have done. And there are some mistakes in there. So you need to find the mistake and see if you can see what they have done wrong and explain it. Try and explain it using words instead, well, as well as numbers if you like. So just pause the video while you do that now. Here are the answers. You can mark your own. And remember I said it'd be good if you could try to use words. So if you chose the mild challenge, you could have said he added the denominators, but he didn't add the numerators. The denominators must stay the same. So the answer is 2/3. Can you see how I've given the reasoning in words and numbers to really show that you know what you're talking about? Now, if this represents an answer, what could the calculation be? See if you can just pause the video and write some calculations that will give the answer to this fraction. Okay, one of my answers I chose was 2/7 add 3/7 equals 5/7. The answer was 5/7. I wonder if you got 1/7 add 4/7 equal 5/7. Wonder if you got any other different ideas. So here are your problem solving questions. You need to read through the word problems and write down what fractions you have to add together. You can use bar models if you want to help you work these out. So just pause the video now and have a go at the problem solving. So you can pause the video and mark your problem solving questions. Okay, you've done some really super hard learning again today, and you know, we're whizzing through our fractions topic. So I've got an extra little challenge for you. I want you to see if you can fill in these fractions to make the addition correct. How many different answers can you find? So the answer to our calculation is going to be 1, a whole 1. And you remember with whole ones, the numerator and the denominator are exactly the same. So you could have 10/10. You could have 3/3. And they will equal 1. So see if you can think of lots and lots of different ideas that you can, where you can add the fractions together and it will make a whole 1. Good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.